So good day, ma'am. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Shamika T. So my assigned topic, which is measurement of relative position decile for group data. So objectives. First, illustrate the measures of the position of decile. Second is calculate the specified measure of position. So decile for group data. Deciles are those values that divide the total frequency into 10 equal parts. So the following formula is used in defining the deciles of group data, where LB stands for lower boundary of the QK class, N stands for total frequency, CFB stands for cumulative frequency of the class before the QK class, F stands for frequency of the QK class, I stands for size of class interval, stands for nth decile, where N is equal to the sample size. The next formula is to calculate the decay class. So decay class is equal to Kn over 10. So where N stands for total frequency and K stands for nth quartile, where N is the sample size. So I will show you some examples of word problem in decile. So here, example 1. The data on the distance traveled by 150 participants in the marathon. What is the fourth decile? So here, as you can see in the data given, we have distance in kilometer and we have also the frequency. Next is to get the cumulative frequency. Before that, we compute the summation of F. So our summation of F here is 150. And our interval, our class interval here is 3 because 1 minus 4 is equal 3. And now we get the decay class. So decay is equal to Kn over 10. So K stands for 4 because we find the decile, the fourth decile. So K is 4 and N is 150. So 4 times 150 is 600 divided by 10. So our D4th class here is 60. So since our D4th class here is 60, we already know where class belong. So since our 60 is under or belong to the third class, so based on the cumulative frequency here is 63. Next is the lower boundaries. So to get the lower boundaries is less 0.5. So here our lower boundaries here in the data is 1. So 1 minus 0.5 is 0.5. 4 minus 0.5 is 3.5. 7 minus 0.5 is 6.5. 10 minus 0.5 is 9.5. 13 minus 0.5 is 12.5. 16 minus 0.5 is 15.5. And lastly, 19 less 0.5 is 18.5. So now we get or we calculate the final decile. So since we already know the formula here, so dk is equal to lb plus kn over 10 minus cfb over or divided by fdk times class interval, which is I. So since so our lb here is 6.5. Why? Because in the previous data we already know or we find the fourth class, so which is the third class is 6.5. So here 6.5 based on the lower boundary. So our lower boundaries here is 6.5. So k is 4 and is 150 divided by 10. So 600 divided by 10, so 60. Then CF is the cumulative frequency. Since our cumulative frequency in the third class is 63, so our here is CF is before the QK class, which is the lower the third class, which is the 34. So 34, 60 minus 34. And our F, since our F here, since F is our frequency in the third class, our frequency here is 29. Then class interval is 3. So 60 minus 34 is 26 divided by 29, 0.90. So 0.90 times 3 is 2.7. So 6.5 plus 2.7 is equal to 9.2. So therefore, 40% of 40% of participants in the marathon is less than or equal to 9.2 travelers. Next is example 2. So example 2, in an entrance exam for the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics STEM strand for the senior high school, the scores of the takers are as follows. So here is our data. We have entrance test score and we have the frequency. So we already know the formula of D2 class. So our D2 class here is 16. So 2 times 80 is 160 divided by 10. So and now let's proceed to the final the formula of decile. So our lower boundary here is 49.5. Why? Because here in our CF is 16, it belongs to the second class. Yeah. So our lower boundary here is 49.5. So Kn over 10 is 16. Then CF is 10. Why 10? Because based on the cumulative frequency, so since our D2 class it belongs in the second class. So before or lower boundary. So our lower boundary here is 10. So 10. So 16. So 16 minus 10 is 6. 6 divided by 12. 12 is the frequency, which is 12. So 0.5. 0.5 times 10 is 5. So 49.5 plus 0.5, 6 divided by 12, 0.5 times 10, 5. 5 plus 49.5 is 54.5. So therefore 20% of 20% of STEM for the senior high school is less than or equal to 54.5 takers. Next, example 3. A certain group of individuals conducted a research about women having multiple delivery births in 2002. The following data represents the age distribution of the sample of 70 women having multiple delivery births in 2002. So calculate the D2. So as you can see here, the data given. So D2 class is 2n over 10. So n is 70. So 2 times 70 is 140 divided by 10 is 14. And the LB here is 24.5 because it belongs to the third class. Then 14 substitutes, we substitute here. So 14 less 6. So since why 6? Because in the third class we get the lower value. So since our lower value here is 6, so 6. So 14 minus 6 is 8 divided by 16 is 0.5. times 5 because the class interval here is 5 because 15 minus 20 is 5. So 0.5 times 5 is 2.5 plus 24.5 is 27. So our final answer here is D2 class is equal to 27. So next is example 4. 80 randomly selected light wearers tested to determine their lifestyles in hours. The following frequency distribution was obtained. So let's find the D4. So as you can see in the given data, we have classes and we have the frequency. So our D4 class here is 32. So 32. So therefore it belongs in the third class in the data. So D4 class, so our lower boundary here is 74.5 because it belongs to the third class. Then our key n here is 32 less 18. So as I said earlier, CF is before the QK class or the lower boundary of the class. It is 18. So 32 minus 18 is 14 divided by 25, 0.56 times 11, 6.16 plus 74.5. So which is our D4 here is 80.66. Next is the last example here is consider a frequency distribution on the number of Facebook reactions of cover photos of different students. Calculate the D6. So here the given data. We have class interval and the frequency. So our summation of frequency here or the n is 30. So our class interval here is 12 minus 19 is 7. So 7. Our class interval. So the D6 class is 6 times n over 10. So n is 30. So 6 times 30 is 180 divided by 10, 18. So our CF here is 18. So let's find in the data. So 18. So it belongs to the third class. Yeah, third class. Next is to get the LB. So where we get the LB? LB here is 25.5 because it belongs to the 25. It belongs to the third class, which is the 25.5. Next is 6.30 over 10 is 18. So CF here is 12. So our lower boundary in the third class is 12. So 18 minus 12 is 6 over 9 or divided 9, 0.67 times 7. Our class interval here is 7. So 4.67. 4.67 plus 25.5 is 30.17. So therefore, 60% of the group of students have less than or equal to 30.70 reactions. So that's all for today. My discussion about the measurement of relative position, which is the decile of group data. Hope you have learned a lot from my discussion. That's all and thank you. And have a good day and God bless.